everyone. I had a subscriber ask me to do a video for her on these big little booklets that you can get of paint chips from your hardware store or paint store. I was going to tell her that even with this closed, you can see, I'll get closer. When you open this up, before you even open the side up, you can see the folding line, the folded line, like where it's been folded, like right in there. That is where you would be stitching. And I don't think I would put them in together like this. You can if you want. It's all entirely up to you. But because she wants to take them to the sewing machine, I gotta go out because that's just way too close for what I want to say. If it has a flip out like this, leave it open and put this one in, and the place that you're going to want to stitch together, like I wouldn't put more than 2 of these together, because by the time you stitch this and then close that, it's already going to be pulling on the spine. So you can use masking tape in the spine after you've stitched them, just to reinforce. That's what I would do. You can do them one at a time, and then, but she said she wanted to stitch them together. So, well, I'm going to grab another one here. Hang on, I'm just going to get a couple more of those. And I hope that this is the type that she was talking about. I would just open them right up. And say you're going to have, I wouldn't have more than 4 in this journal, because you're going to be stitching it here, not on this side. Do not stitch there, because that's what's going to fold back into itself. Okay, that's going to fold in. Oh, I've got 2 here. This is going to fold in. Then your second page, that is going to fold in, and this one will fold in. Well, I got 2 again. Let's see. And then this one will fold in. But do you see what's happening already? Like it's already splaying out, and that's what happens when it gets too thick. This wouldn't bother me, 4 of them, but any more than that could be a problem. So just because because I want to know too, I want to make sure I'm opening all of these up. I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch down this one side, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm just going to use a really long stitch. A long stitch. Don't make it too close, because if you do it too close, it's going to be like a perforation, and it could just pull apart. So make it a long stitch, okay? And as soon as I've done that, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just have to trim off some of my... I did it in black so that it was easily seen. And my sewing machine isn't really set up for sewing yet. So now I want to see actually how this, I haven't even tested it yet. So I'm just going to start closing these up. Okay. Oops, I got two together there. Close them up. See, we're starting to get tight now. See, having more than what I said would be a real problem. So on the edge where this stitching is, and I know you can't really see it, so I'm going to open it right up to the middle, right here, and I'm going to get some tape. One sec. I'm just going to use masking tape. In some of the other books that I have done, like my drop paper book and stuff, I've used, oh, this is sticky. I've used packing tape. I wouldn't suggest that because you're going to be painting in here. You only need it. I'm going to tear this because I don't want that. There. Okay. I'm going to tape it right there, right to where, like this is a curved, like a cornered book. So I'm just going to go to there, to where the curve begins. And if you have a book like that, that's all I would suggest you do. So I've done that, and on every, I think on every, in every signature, like along here, I would reinforce that because it's pretty thick. So I'm just going to open it all up right now, and yeah, that makes it easier. So just going, if you can see, I'm starting right where the corner edge is, and I was just making sure I was in frame, coming down to that corner, and like use your thumbnail, whatever, a bone folder, anything, just, you know, sort of burnish it down, and then open it up to the next one, and I would do the same thing. Geez, I'm going to have another journal ready for me here. Sewing machine is easy, it's fast, and but you have to make sure you use a long stitch. I used 4 stitches to the inch. I could have maybe gone even more because it's that, yeah, it's pretty close, and I'm a little bit, as you can see, I stitched it crooked, but I had so many obstacles in my way over on my sewing desk that, and this is so big, and yeah, I had to curl this a little bit under the arm in order for it to fit in there, because this part, this much is too wide to fit into my sewing machine, so I had to kind of curl it. So I'm just going to fold them all up now. That's going to, the masking tape, I'm just wondering if we shouldn't do it here too. For me, I think I would, because I'm just OCD that way. So I'm going to tape it again here. And if you're going to use gesso and, you know, that kind of stuff, it's not hurting a thing using masking tape. Masking tape will just, you know, help. So I'm going to fold this one up and in. Now it's starting to get a little tight. I'm going to, I've got one more to do, I've got 2 more to do. Okay, so as you add masking tape, it's going to feel tighter, but I went crooked there. You know, it doesn't matter. Once I add gesso, no one's going to know that I went crooked with my tape, for heaven's sakes. If you're OCD about that, then make sure your tape is straight. I'm not worried about it. So I'm just folding it over. And at this point, I might just even give this a fold. You know, you might end up having to do that to your whole book yet. I'm going to see what mine's like when I'm done here. But I definitely would not put more than 4 of these booklets because they're so big. I wouldn't put more than 4 together because they just get to be too much. This is almost too much. See? Now what I'm going to do is I need my bone folder. I really do. You need a bone folder or something that's really going to help you make this work for you. We're going to make it work. See, it wants to curl. It wants to curl around to the back. Can you see that? Like, it's not straight anymore. You can see almost every one. They just get thicker and thicker, and that's what happens. And I wouldn't put, like I say, more than 4. This is manageable, but when you consider that you have, this is your front cover, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, now 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That gives you 24 big pages to work with. 24. You don't need more than 4 together. So, gosh, I hope this helped you. I think it was Francine. I'm uploading some videos right now and I can't check on my computer, so sometimes it goes all wonky and then I have to start over. So I've done it, and I guess I'll know who you are when I go to upload this video, and I'll put your name in the description box below. And this might help somebody else who wants to use a sewing machine and stitch their book together. The only thing with this is that when you're not sewing them, is that your first pages are going to be single like this. That's the thing. They're just single. Until you get to the center. That's when you start getting the flip outs. Okay? And you'll have flip outs all the way to the end of your book. So in actuality, it's a little bit different. Unless you have a 4 flip out type. I don't know, you didn't tell me what kind of a book you have. If it flips out 2 ways, like flip this way, if it opens up here and here, then I don't know, it's a test. You just have to test it and see. I tried 4 and this seems to be okay. What I might do is add another piece of masking tape on here just to be on the safe side, because it tends to want to curl and you don't want it coming apart after you put work into it. That's the thing. I know it's just something that you picked up for free, but I mean you are gonna do some pretty things in there, and you know, or whatever you're using it for. It's still important that, you know, it doesn't come apart on you. And you know what? If it does start to come apart, if anybody's books start to come apart, cut a 2-inch piece of paper, fold it in half, like the length the length of this, cut it 2 inches wide, as tall as your book is, and glue it in here. I don't care how you glue it. With matte medium, Mod Podge, it doesn't matter. Just glue it in. That way it's now back together. You can always put them back together if they come apart. Okay? I hope that's helped. If it's helped one person, if anyone has any questions, I'm more than happy to do a video for you. And that's what's happened here. So I hope that this has helped you and anyone else for that matter. So have an awesome day. Bye-bye now.